All right, my brother.
What comes to mind when you hear Black with No Chaser?
I love it, man, because I think that it's a medium that we can speak truth and that we can have straight talk. And sometimes it's going to take straight talk to deal with our situation because we're in a nefarious crisis right now. And I think that we should have a platform that we can speak truth to the highest degree.
I mean, it's just being frank. It's just real talk. You know, when I see Black with No Chaser, you know, we finna get to it. It's the real deal. No sugarcoating, just right to it.
Being that you have such a reach, I thank you for putting me on, man.
For sure. And you know, we always ask folks when they first come on here, man, because it's like a tradition. You know, we started doing this the first season we started. And the question is right there in front of you. You can see it. What comes to mind when you hear Black with No Chaser?
With no chaser. Pure, hardcore. The real. You know what I mean?
The real.
Yeah, man, the essence, the real essence.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Cirilo in the building. We back again, man. I'm with my homegirl SIKA, and it's the Black Lunch Break, man. We got GINA'S Love in the building. Gina from GINA'S Love is in the building today, man. Talking about her skincare line, Soaps Are Dope. The nuts. She based from Fayetteville, North Carolina. For all my North Carolina folks out there, but living out in VA right now. But look, man, it's incredible story about a sister that put everything on the line for a brand. And they're always sparked by one particular moment. So you got to stay locked in for this, man. It's an incredible story. And very, very, very fortunate to have this to be a part of the platform today.
Whatever you need, I got it.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it for real.
I love your personality. It's on point. It's so Black with No Chaser. So let's get into GINA'S Love really quick. Okay, the name. Let's talk about it. Why did you name it this?
Okay, so I named it GINA'S Love. Love actually stands for something. So it stands for life offers value to everyone. And it was like, this was my dream, but through chasing my dream, I'm just really trying to show everybody else, you could do it too. I'm not smarter than you. I'm not richer than you. Like, this life will offer value to every one of us if you choose to go after it and get it. So I just figured it was a good thing. And I'm real lovey-dovey and mushy. I like to hug and touch. I love to love.
I love it. That's super necessary though. Like the love, having love involved in whatever craft you're in, it's evident if love is not in it, right?
It is.
Gravitate to the way you are loving.
Everybody wants love. It don't matter who you are, what you are, everybody wants love. So like it really just speaks to kind of this universal, like, this is love here. This isn't made just so I can make money. I do this from the heart. And one of the things that I do, like my bars are kind of sitting over here, the ones that are ready to go out, like they're under pieces of paper and they have different things like peace, clarity, love, different things. And I try to infuse kind of like the energy of the bars into it. And I think that they help people. And I love it because, you know, a lot of my customers, I can't even call them customers. They're like a family. They're like, that bar really helped me, or this helped my skin, or I've been worried about this. And I feel like it just does something for me. And they're asking, they're like, what do you have for anxiety? I was like, I just make soap. I don't make all those other things, but because they feel so connected to the brand and what I do and kind of how I do it, they're like, well, if you fix this, then you got to be able to fix this for me. And I feel like that is one of the things that I really, truly enjoy about doing the business.
Word, you know, because I'm getting the soaps more. You know, we talked about this before we went live just now, but I'm getting the soaps more and salt baths and things like that. And I think a lot of people don't really know the importance of not just the idea of exfoliating, but really taking your time and that soaking process, right? And that, you know, soap baths kind of do for you. And I know you're doing soap, and I really want to talk more about your product line because I know you offer more than just soap on the website, and even you offer the male version of that. But this idea of self-love, I think that, you know, in a way, you can kind of like, I think what people are really asking from you is like maybe not the product, or like
teach me how to love myself. Teach me how do I take care of me.
Yeah, that's really
come on, Cirilo, preach that preach.
Yes.
I don't just want your product, because this brother, man, back in 2017 was talking about what you selling, right? And right off the bat, I know, Gina, from your energy, I know you're not just selling soap. That's too easy. You got all, I was just with these talking to these sisters the other day about somebody selling soap, yo. Like, I got a lot of soap, like, so I don't know if I need another soap. So why I need your soap? And to me, what I hear is that you're not selling soap. Like, you're selling like self-care and self-love, and like, what I'm saying, being able to appreciate those moments, those small moments with even if it's a 5-minute shower with some GINA'S Love soap, then like that's important. And so that's really the crux of GINA'S Love. That's
it is. You got it. Like, that's exactly it. And like we were talking before I did this, I'm a licensed clinical therapist by trade. And so I worked in the hospital for many, many years, a lot of patients, brain injury unit, PTSD. And so one of the things for me, the reason I even got into soap is I would leave work, come home, and you have to decompress. So I was like, I need to figure out a way to like deal with the stress. And I love the creativity of it. So it helped me to do that. And then in 2017, I got sick and I thought I was just running, myself down. I ended up being diagnosed with heart failure. My whole entire life changed, right? And so self-care became something totally, totally different for me. It became, if I want to live longer, if I want to add more time onto my life, there's certain things that I got to do to take care of myself in ways I've neglected it before. And so for me, like, I sell soap, but really what I'm trying to tell everybody is, you can live your dreams. You can take care of yourself, put yourself first. Like, and whether it's taking a bath, whether it's putting on a scrub or a mask, honor yourself. Recognize that, I'm a human being. I got to love me. I got to take care of me, because I got a lot of friends and family. They'll do it too. But it's really my job to take care of me. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. And so I had to learn the hard way. And so if there's anything I can teach people through the Instagram or Facebook or the socials, like, this is how I take care of me. And I'm really, really happy. And I think people connect with that. And they're like, I want that type of happy in my life. And I'm like, okay, come on, let's get it. We can take care of you. We'll make some, we'll do something, talk to people, just connecting with people.
Hell yeah. And we getting rid of ashy elbows at the same time and ashy knees.
You know it. Honey, ain't that right in between your fingers? Okay. I don't want to see it.
Ash out of here.
The way as ashy as my knuckles, I don't know if you can't see it right now.
Don't show me them knuckles, because
I'm ashy too right now.
Sika, why your knuckles?
Before I came on, I was like, oh shit, I'm ashy. We have to talk to the soap lady.
Listen, don't even worry about it. I got something coming that's gonna be on the way. Y'all getting that. I can't have y'all out here talking about y'all know dope soap lady. Your knuckles is ashy. That ain't I can't be walking with y'all. I can't be seen with y'all like that.
What they don't tell you is this is the gag, right? I started drinking more alkaline water because I was like, yo, why my skin feeling so like dry?
Yes.
You come to find out.
Yo, bro, that'll do it.
So you gotta moisturize more. And so now I'm like, oh shoot. So now I'm like, okay, so now I gotta keep a balance between my spring water and my alkaline water and the type of soap. I'm like, this is too much, man.
Lotion
it ain't never too much. It ain't too much. You better take your time and take care of yourself. Honey, Tiana said it. Self-love is the best love. You better take care of yourself. Like, drink that water. Right. And I know we were talking, like, it's hard because we live busy lives. Like, we're entrepreneurs, we have kids, we have girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands. Like, it's a lot we got to do in a day. But like, you really got to take out time. Like, what does it take to just say an hour? Let me prepare my lunch, or let me get my waters ready for the day. And then you have that all throughout the day. So like, I think it's really important. But that water, yes. And y'all got to change your soap out too. I'm going to say this. Y'all got to change your soap out. This is a little bit of education people don't know. So I have vegan soaps. I make vegan soaps because a lot of people don't know regular soap is made with tallow, and that is cow's fat. And the last thing I want to do is wash in a cow's nasty ass fat. All your soaps, that's Dove, that's Caress.
Gina, you better teach.
Yes, baby. I'm not washing in that cow fat.
Dr. Bronner's, because I'm a huge Dr.
Listen, I can't promote nobody else's stuff over here. Okay. They good, but my stuff better. But yeah,
they not back on those.
Your stuff better.
Switching up.
Sika, it's true. A lot of people don't know because we don't.
So we watching in
about it. Nobody says, "Oh, this stuff was made from cow's fat, made with cow's fat." They don't talk about it. So that's why I said it's so important. Your skin is an organ. It's like your heart. It's like your lungs, except it's the biggest organ in your body. So you got to put good things on it. You don't want to put that. If you can't eat vegan, you can wash vegan. You can wash healthy. So using coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oils, that's just kind of my jam because it's just way better for you than putting. And the thing is, you don't even know what this cow fat is coming from where. Like, you know how the cows are killed. Don't get me started on my vegan kick, but like these are unhappy cows. They are miserable. You ever walk and you know, energy is a real thing. So like, you just got to be careful about what you put in your body, what you put on it, all of that.
That make you want to give somebody heavy.
Man, you right.
Like,
listen, Rillo and I, we go back and forth with like conversations like this, conversations about like the animals and the vegan stuff. Like me and Rillo just, it's like, oh my gosh, okay, we gotta press pause real quick. Like it's kind of hard sometimes to really tone in on what you really are putting in your body.
You do, and like, I mean, like
that shit, man.
It's bad. And people, and you don't know it. They don't tell you, you know. And so when people tell me, oh, I got sensitive skin, I can't use everything. And I said, well, what are you using now? They say Dove. I said, ain't no way you got sensitive skin. That's impossible. You cannot have sensitive skin using that shit because it's made with terrible stuff. Not all of it, but it's not made with great stuff, you know. So once they start using the bars, they're like, it's totally different. Like these people, it's kind of, I have a cult following. That's how good the soap is and how much of a different it makes with your skin. Like I don't think since the day I started that I've had one customer that has fallen off since, you know, and that's good, but it's also stressful. We talked about business and how stressful, but like it makes a huge difference. And so I'm here. You don't have to worry about looking at the labels because that's my job. You don't have to worry about what's in your lotion or your body wash. That's what I do. That's what I'm here for, to make sure you're putting good stuff.
Let me ask this then.
Mm-hmm.
So people that are assuming that they have bad skin, but when they switch over to a vegan option, is it really that they have bad skin then? Or
no.
Is it just a matter of what they are using?
It is bad product. Probably 85% of the time. Now, people got underlying health issues, but it's probably bad product or bad nutrition. Those are going to be your top right there. So just switching them over, it makes a difference. And they look at me, they're like, you're a miracle maker. You cleared my skin up. You did this. You changed my pH of my skin and my entire body. Like I had one girl tell me, she said, after my baby, my pH changed totally. She said, my skin was terrible. I was super self-conscious. She said, since I've been using your product, I've had none of those issues. So it really takes on a whole, like I said, your skin is going to absorb whatever you put on it. So if you're putting lavender and essential oils, and I know what those do for your body, they work with your anxiety or they work with this or your dry or oily skin. It really is customization. And that's what I like to do. And I think that's what I really bring to the game. So yeah, girl, it's bad product, honey.
I know a lot of people, for me though, right? The soap, because everybody's into like the shower gels, whatever, like the loofahs, right? Mm-hmm. But with the bar, does it still work with loofahs the second part? So the second part of that is how long does one bar of GINA'S Love soap last?
Okay, so we have some really big, like 6-ounce bars. Y'all, I had to discontinue those because people it was taking forever for people to read back up because it lasts so long. I was like, hey, like, what's happening? Like, and they were like, I still got
so for a year.
Girl, you know, I'm like the dope man out here. I'm like, hold on, baby. I got to re-up. Like something's going on. So I had to kind of change. I only got like a couple that are the 6-ounce bars. And they probably can last you. They can last you like a month. And this is the thing I'll say. Yeah, I recommend it with kids. A lot of people use the shower gel, but that's like not cost efficient. You pour that out and before you know it, you're done. The whole bottle is gone. So this is a nice way to keep your cost efficient if you're on a budget, number one, with bar soap. And it lasts pretty good. It's a stand-up bar, so it stands on its own pretty much. So it's not all the mushy stuff, but I also have bamboo soap dishes, but they last a good little while. Now, if you take super hot showers, this is for the ladies, honey, because I know the men ain't doing that. It's too hot on your balls.
How y'all do it? You know, and we can talk about that too because I mean, goddamn,
that hot shower, bro.
Girl, sweating, be fogged up in there.
I'm like, shit, I didn't know going hell and coming back.
It ain't no shower. It's not up, boo.
Yo,
I want to kill everything that is on me. Corona, the flu, bad vibes. I got to turn that heat on.
Come on.
So let me ask this I gotta ask as a soap maker, and you are a man. I'm gonna work on the men's line even more. What is it about the hot water that you guys don't like?
Yo, I'll be real with you. It's like, okay, I guess I don't like really the extreme of anything. Like if it's too cold, I definitely don't want to take that. Although I heard that, you know, short cold baths in the morning can wake you up and do something for you. But the other piece is I don't know why. Maybe men just have like a certain less of a threshold of pain. And shout out to women out there and sisters out there who can withstand the extreme temperatures. But I don't know that many men out there don't just crank it up all the way into the end and be like, "Yo, I'm about to go do this." Like no, and I tell you this, so baths, right? That hurts on another level, right? So. You know, we got something that y'all don't have, and you know, getting in the bath water is it can be and so you know we keeping it at a
this
relative,
is watching you answer this
relative temperature. You know, I'm just saying, like, you know. All I'm saying is that I don't know why it is. I just know for me personally, I can't speak for every man out there, but there's a lot of men.
Every man out there. It's every man out there.
We just not taking, we not taking fast, and we not taking no hot shot. We taking like medium hot. Medium.
Ew, that just sounds wrong.
You know.
You know what? Maybe I need to make a protector for men or something, like a jizzle protector, so you can take hot showers, but you're protected down there or something. Like it's like, you know, it's like a little ice bag. It has some ice at the bottom. There's no soap in there.
Shit, that's hilarious.
You know, it's hard out here, man. Now, look, I don't even want to look. We can talk about this offline, but I will say that. I will say that because I know you about to get into the science of the hot showers and the bars of soap, because I want to hear about that, and like, is it a good thing or a bad thing in terms of like preserving the soap?
It's really not that great for preserving. Like it will, because this is, you know, olive oil and it's avocado oil, and it doesn't have any preservatives in there. You know, if you put it in really hot water, like, and you take a steaming hot 120-degree showers, you're definitely it's gonna be out in 3 days. That soap is definitely gonna be out in 3 days. But like that also lets you know, like, this is real, natural, organic, vegan soap. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you see some people soap dish, the thing be hard and crusty, it's sitting there forever, it never melts all the way down. That's not good for you. But I'll say this, and really you really should, depending on what your skin type is, if you're oily or extra dry, that's where you should really change up your water, whether you have cold or whether you have extremely hot water, right? So with the cold, for the ladies, it's gonna shrink your pores, you know, give you a nice little finish. So I always say do a little bit of cold at the end if you can tolerate it. So if you go 120 all the shower, that's fine. And then just put on just a little bit of cold. It seals in all that moisture, all of the good stuff. So, and then when you get out, let me say this, when you get out, a lot of people don't do it while you're still wet. Do not dry off with the towel. You put on your moisturizer, you put on your shea butter, you put on your cream, because that's what you want it to do. You want the water to be sealed into your skin, right? So that it's not dry. So you just you don't dry off with the towel. You just kind of damp, then put your moisturizer on to lock in that water, and you'll be good all day long.
Damn, Gina. So what you're saying is we've been showering the wrong way. Oh my gosh.
All these years, nobody knew. Ain't nobody knew. They was wondering why their skins was itchy later on in the day, but itchy because you got to seal the water into your skin, right?
I'll see. So, okay. All right. So,
boy, you know,
they over there shaking her head like, I can't believe it.
This game changer, because like, so I be getting on
bamboozled.
People who get out the shower and wet the floor mat on the bathroom. I feel like that's a pet peeve of mine. You get out, you got your wet feet. Folk gotta come in there. a lot of time that position, if you know, we don't have these grandiose bathrooms where the toilet has its own space, right? Yeah. It's probably next to the shower, and your wet feet gonna go on the same. Look, we gotta be responsible human beings.
No, we don't. No, we do not. I'm saying every lady needs her own bathroom. I don't care if y'all got to go down the hall to the neighbor's house. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, if you come in my bathroom, you best believe it's wet feet marks everywhere. You're gonna slip and fall in my shit. Like I'll walk all through that. I'll do rounds around it, but naked, wet feet everywhere. I'll clean it up later. It ain't nothing to dry up. Don't wear no socks in there. Your socks won't get wet. Don't worry about it. That's nothing
to the people in the house with no socks on, man. Y'all something else, man. Look, I guess like for me, that's another thing too though. I like having, people walk around the house with less clothes on. I be around the house walking around with hoodies on, sweatpants. I'm like, cause I like being.
God. So the day is over. Like community is what the home is for. That's why I don't like having guests, to be honest with you. Like, cause I like to be naked majority of the day.
Girl, bra off.
Get on camera.
That's right. Anything into my belly button, I don't care.
Yes. Give me my freedom.
Look, me and you had a brief little conversation before we started, and it really about your journey, and I think this is a very important piece of the journey, which is how you were able to bootstrap your business. Because a lot of folk out there, small business owners, think that wham bam, you wake up one day and you got a viable product, but there's a lot of sacrifice involved. Yeah. So I just want to get down into a little bit, or as much as you want to kind of tell folk about the sacrifice you had to make once you left that 9 to 5.
Yeah. So I have been working in a government job, had a really great job. And so what I did was, actually a dope boy told me from the neighborhood I grew up in. He was like, I was telling him about my TSP, and he was like, if they match it 50%, why wouldn't you put in all that you can? And actually, after he gave me that advice, that's what I started doing. And so, on a weekly basis, when I check, I wasn't getting as much as I would have liked, but actually I had no idea at the time that several years later, I was going to get sick and need to cash this money out. And so basically that's what I did. And I know a lot of people thought I was crazy, especially, I'll say this, a lot of my white friends, they could not fathom it. They were like, you took your retirement out, you took your 401k, your TSP, like what's going to happen when you retire? And I was like, I am not there yet. That ain't even where I'm at. Now I'm gonna be able to flip this money 10 times before I get to that point. But for me, it was important to take that money out instead of taking a loan out. And so I always, and I don't know where you guys stand on it, but I'm always super cautious about people thinking that they need to start a business and they need to have $100,000 or they need to go get a loan. No, you don't. Start where you are at. Okay. If you got little raggedy bottles, use those at first. That's fine if you got good product, but don't go out taking out a loan and doing all of that stuff, because it really can mix you up in the long run. So I'm definitely somebody, like, for me, I've not taken out a loan for my business. We did have some struggle years. We ate struggle ramen. My kids can tell you, but it was a part of the sacrifice for me. And I love doing it that way, because now I look up. And the other day I was talking to my mentor and I was like, what if I want to sell this business? He was like, you'll be able to sell it for millions. You don't have no debt. You own everything out. You don't owe anybody anything. And to me, black woman in business and not have anything that I owe anybody at the end of the month, the end of the week, I think it's a fabulous thing. It makes me feel free. That's why I could just do what I want every day.
Yes, queen. Yes.
And I don't have. And I'm not fronting like I live this luxurious lifestyle. I'm not saying that the business is everywhere where I want it to be. I look at the bottles and I'm like, I can change that. I would like a change for that, or better bottles, or better this, but I'm not there at that point. When the money comes in for me to make that transition and to grow in that way, then I'll do that. So I think sometimes we think when we're starting, we got to have it all now, and you don't. You don't have to have it all now. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can start with $5,000 and you could start you a business. You could do it. And the way it looks today, it's not going to look that way years down the line. You just keep that vision in your mind, that $1 million, presentation that you have for your bottles and all of this. Have that in mind, keep it, write it down, but you on a $5,000 budget right now. And so you got to think in a $5,000 budget type of way. That's dollar store bags. That's Vista print for your little cards. Don't need stickers. Them cost $250. The cards cost $30 for $500. And you put some glue on that bitch and you just snap that shit on there and go. Like, so that's what I think people, they look at my product and they're like, oh, wow, the website is nice. I'm like, we didn't start here. It didn't start here. This is years. This is 3 or 4 years of me doing this. Like, I still got raggedy bars over here. If I showed you, y'all be like, I'm surprised you're still in business. Like, so you don't have to start big. You can start with a little bit of money. You can do it on your own. You don't have to take out a loan. Be very, very cautious about taking out a loan. And yeah, bootstrap the shit out of it. Stop getting coffee every day. Just in that gym membership, because it's free to walk around the world, honey, and get your exercise. It's little ways you can kind of cut back, and you got to be willing to sacrifice those things so that you can live the life you want. And so that's, for me, I look at my friends that are back in a corporate job. Yeah, they got plenty of money. They got all of these cars. They got all of this stuff, but they're miserable and they're not free. So I'd rather live with the little bit that I do have and have my freedom, be able to take care of myself, see my kids every day, and do what I love. So you ain't got to be a millionaire.
Dope ass answer. No. That's a dope ass answer. And that's one of the reasons why I appreciate Black with No Chaser, because when we have conversations like this, having different perspectives is very important for our audience to be able to see. I can honestly say that our audience probably hasn't heard someone say, hey, don't go get a loan. You got other options. You have other ways that you can get to this. And I think it's important that we weigh out all the factors of everything instead of just running to the first thing that colonialized people tell us, okay, this is how you gotta go.
They want you to take those loans. They want you to take it. And this is what we got to be careful of as Black people and be educated. They want you to take those loans because they look and they see where your business is. And they know more than likely you're not going to be able to sustain this. And you're not going to be able to sustain it and make this loan payment. Like, it's very, it can be challenging in the very beginning to make the money that you need to feed your family, pay your bills, and pay a loan back and buy new inventory. Like, that's just you just biting off way too much. And you end up, kind of having indigestion down the line if you keep eating like that. So you just got to be really, really cautious about certain things. Like, I didn't do too much, even on ads. I didn't do too much. Google ads, they want all of this money, but Facebook and Instagram is where it's at. I could put $40 on an ad and reach 5,000 people right now. So it's just the little things that, and like you said before, like with the resources, sharing of resources, I think we need to do a better job as Black entrepreneurs, just sharing, because it don't take nothing away from me to tell somebody, this is what I've done. Like, you could do the same thing. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. Go to this person or get this resource. And Kickstarter too. Doing Kickstarter, it works. Like, your family and friends, they want you to win. Hopefully, if you got the right people in your life, so don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to say, listen, this is my dream and this is what I want to do. And I have this Kickstarter for $10,000 and I need you all to donate $100 or whatever the case may be. Like, don't ever be afraid to ask for anything. In-kind contribution, other business owners, be like, I don't have the money to pay for that, but I can barter services for you. I can make you a snob box if you do photography for me. And that's how I did it for the first 2 years. Like, I didn't pay for nothing. I didn't have no money to do it, really, to a certain degree. So I would barter with other small business owners until we got it right.
Yep. And I think that too, though, when you hold yourself out there as like a business, like you got it all together, people come at you differently. Like when you like, oh, everything is figured out, everything is pristine, they're less willing to barter because they're like, well, why I'm bartering with you? Like, what you talking about? I see the website, I see the packaging, I see this, I see that, and they like, you like, but bruh, it was a lot I had to do to get that, and so I'm leveraged up. So now, I do need to barter and share resources. I think the more that goes back to what I've been telling folk about being transparent in your journey, because the more transparent, we got to stop telling the good and not telling the other side of what that is, or glorifying like, hey, yo,
bro.
like not telling the heartaches like tell that whole thing so people can make better or informed decisions about their business. And that's why I love when business owners like you come on here and be more straight up and real about it. And whether or not folks want to take that and run with it, that's up to them. Yeah. But you say you weren't informed, or people didn't give you the other side of the business that you're not hearing about, and which I think is very important, because here you are, been in the game for 3-4 years now, and there's still some things that's not as tight as you like them to be.
Exactly.
Any business, first of all, is never going to be perfect.
Exactly. You're like a hamster on a wheel. It's always going to keep going. But that's kind of what you want, right? I mean, like, you don't want it to get to a point where it's not fixable, because that means either you're not growing or you're not doing enough to reach more people. Mm-hmm. So, like, I mean, it's always going to be a work in progress. You just gotta, for me, my thing was, I want to be sustainable. I don't want to start something and buy all of this packaging that's super expensive now, but then when I don't have this money or ran out of my money that I, initially started with, am I going to be able to maintain and buy this tissue paper and buy that box? And I didn't want to start like that. So I said, I'll start very low end. And as I get up there and sustain that, then I can add more to it. And I think that's something really important that we as Black entrepreneurs really need to understand. You're not looking to be the $1 million business right now in the first year. That would be nice if you could do it. Just be sustainable. Do what you can sustain. Because if you can't sustain it, then you're going to run into a lot of problems.
Yep. I don't know, see if you want to jump in, but I got another question. I got questions.
Go ahead. Come on, let's go.
Go ahead.
So,
go ahead.
I might need to put some gloss on, honey. I got my lips dry.
Go ahead. Now, we don't want nothing ashy. Now, we have GINA'S Love out here, not representing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
no ashy lips.
Ready for the next question. Let's go, team. Let's go.
Let's go. If I want to start a beauty company in particular, like I want to start selling soaps, like, give a little insight on, like, what are some things you want to look out for? What are some things you want to stay away from in the early going? Some things you want to do more of? I know you probably have more of that insider knowledge now that you didn't have before, because of, like, you got into the game. And so give a little bit of the game, not all the tea. You ain't got to give everything.
Okay, I'll give a little bit of the tea.
Little something.
I would say definitely don't start because you want to make money. Start because you actually love being in the beauty field, right? Start because, like, I was into skin. Advice. Right? I mean, like, the money is gonna come, that's fine. I'm not saying completely forget about it. I'm saying don't let that be the only reason. Like, I just love self-care. I love taking my sister, she actually came and moved in to help me out, right? Physically, and she's into this whole self-care. She's like, you taught me so much about my skin. It's like, I just like it. I really like it. So I'm always trying new things. Like, I'm always trying, like, mushroom mask, or doing this, or mixing it up, or, oh, let's see what hibiscus does, or let's do rice water. So I really like to experiment and kind of play around. It's just my thing. So I would say the first thing is only do it if you really love doing it and you enjoy it, because that's where other people are going to get the joy out of it. They're going to be like, oh, wow, she done put these two things together, coconut oil and hibiscus, and this thing right here is delicious. It's yummy for your skin. So definitely do what you love. The next thing is probably the most important thing. Have good product. And that means that you got to test it. Like, it took me probably, I want to say, like 6 months to get the final prototype, but it took me a year to get the perfect recipe, right? So I had been trying and trying and trying. Thank God for my friends and family. I burnt their faces off in the beginning because I just had the wrong recipe. It happens. Sorry, Grenade, if you're watching, still love you, girl.
Oh, you gotta love the fam for taking that error.
But you just gotta keep trying it. But you gotta have good product. If you have great product, you can get away with not having the best packaging. You can get away with not having the best website. You can get away with not having the best personality if you got great product. But that means you got to test it, give it to your family, your friends, your kids. I mean, like, just let people try it and really be open to the feedback. Like, I mean, nobody wants their baby to be called ugly, but if you got an ugly baby, your baby ugly, like, put some bows on her. So let people, give you the criticism. And don't take it, personal. You can't take it personal. You just have to know, like, I want to get better at this. So, definitely put your product out there to try. Sampling is huge. So for me, especially considering like COVID, right? We're thinking of people can't smell these bars. They can't touch these bars. And a lot of people don't want to buy something they can't smell or touch if it's going to go on your skin. It's a hard sell. So you got to give out a lot of samples. And it doesn't have to be your most expensive product, but you have to let people try it. And once you do that, it's kind of like you said, Rillo, with the business, you know, it's just word of mouth. People just start spreading it. They're like, this works. It just actually works. So I think those are probably the primary things. Have great product. You got to have good product. So, and that means buying.
Let me ask you this about your samples. Mm-hmm. Are your samples the regular size of the regular? Are your samples the regular size of your product, or are they like a smaller size?
So initially, if you want to know what I did, I took the bars that sold the less, right? Because I have probably like, I don't know, 15 different types of bars. So the ones that weren't selling as well, I took those and I cut them up. I put them in little Ziploc bags with my car, and I put them in mailboxes all throughout the neighborhood and throughout the city.
Genius.
Yeah, it didn't cost much. I didn't have to, you know, I knew those bars weren't selling very quickly. So it was just like, well, what am I going to do with it? So I just cut them up in little squares, put them in bags, put them in a thing. And it, like, you just be amazed at how much traffic, like once you give people, you know, your product and they try it and they're like, this is good stuff. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be anything fancy or anything out of, you know, just out there. It could be what you already have. You're working with what you already have.
I think that's real. I remember back in the day, man. I used to live in the same apartment complex as C Murder. True story. And this is with TRU and Ice Cream Man and I'm out and body with
Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, all that, right? And they used to be around there, C Murder and Master P and a couple of the cast, man, that was part of No Limit. And this is when like Soldier Rags with Cash Money was just coming out, man. It was kind of a crazy time in New Orleans. And but I remember I used to be around in this Chrysler Plymouth van, and it was like all decked out. But I just remember like the back in the day, old school of selling records out the trunk, you know what I mean, going around giving out your CDs and stuff like that. And I think that part of it is like, you gotta be on the ground. Like you got, even in this digital age or even COVID age, like you gotta figure out a way to still have a feeling like you on the ground, you grassroots. I think to some degree, people who love the grassroots vibe of a business, they want to get in ground floor. They do want to be like, yo, I put my friends on that. Like I was the person. And so like I would tell anybody is find a friend that wants to be the one to put their friends on.
That's
like
right.
There's always that one friend, like, oh, I put y'all in this restaurant, or I put y'all on this spot, or I put y'all on this.
Put you on.
Put you on.
You know, I put you on that drink right there. You mix it with the cream and a little bit of pineapple.
Right. Give me my credit.
Nah, I think that's important, though, and I love that. I loved it about your story. I think that's an important piece about the story.
I think I think that people, like, we do live in a digital age, but man, like I'm really somebody boots on the ground, because if you give me 5 minutes of your time, I promise to God you gonna remember me, or you gonna try some soap, even if I got to slip it in your bag. So if I can just get a few minutes with people, I know I got you right there, right? And so like, and it's different from being in person. And so, you know, with everything that we've done, we used to do, you know how you do paint and wine? So before COVID, I was doing soap sips and aperitivo, and that was like soap making and wine. And so I was like, where are we going to find people for this? We made flyers. I put them in every cart in the grocery store. I pulled all the carts out and I put it in the cart, because I was like, they're going to have to look in the cart eventually, you know what I'm saying? Or the little buggy, the little bag you carry. I put it right there. I went to every business office around here, doctor's office, like dentist's office, and I gave out the flyers, and it makes a difference. We put flyers on cars. So if people think that's old school and that they don't have to do that, it makes a difference. And it's cheaper, you know, like it's your time, but it's cheaper. It don't take nothing to print something up and to go and give it to, you know what I'm saying, put it somewhere, or go to a gym. I went to the gym. Can I leave these in here with you guys? And they said, yeah, of course you can. Like, so, you know, doing stuff like that, it makes a difference. So you don't have to think you got to do something really extravagant and crazy. you can just use what you got from where you are.
Actual factuals. Actual. That's right.
Well, look, we got one more question before we let you go, and I'm definitely looking forward to the answer to this question.
Okay? Oh God.
Black No Chaser. When you hear it, what comes to mind? What does Gina think Black with No Chaser means?
I thought, this is great for me. I could just be exactly who I am, and I ain't got to water shit down because my mouth is a motherfucker. So I thought this is like, it fits for me. Like, I mean, that's what I thought. I mean, because it's something like where you think you're like, okay, well, can I, like, what can I say or how can I say it? And I really, honestly, I don't like to do anything where I got to censor myself too much because it makes me feel not natural. It just doesn't flow. So I was like, I think I'm going to like this.
Yeah.
Black with No Chaser.
Yes. That's really the vibe, yo. Like you got to think that, like, I think so many of us, you know, when Sika knows and Clifton Powell was on here, you know, most people know him for his role in Pinkies, but he got a new movie that just dropped this past Sunday, Saints and Sinners, you know, Judgment Day, and he was on there, but he appreciated the interview because he was like, man, I felt like I could just be myself. I felt like, and I feel like, you know, Black with No Chaser in the day, like our community is about family. And you don't get that with everybody or any show you go on or any you're a part of. Like, you know, I think a lot of people fetishize or sensationalize Blackness, but like I just, and not because it's our brand, it's because it is different. It really is a different vibe. It's just different.
I feel like I'm talking to friends, right? I mean, like I didn't feel nervous at all. Like it feels like I'm talking to friends. It feels like I'm talking to friends in a very straight way. You guys are talking to me straight, and I like that. Like this is kind of my jam. So I dig it. I'm so appreciative you all even allowed me to come on and talk. So I thank you so much.
We're so
pleasure.
Real talk. It's important to us. It's definitely important to us that the people that we talk to leave feeling like they just left from like a barbecue or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Because that's the type of environment that we are building. And it's important to us that sticks with you. So I'm very grateful that you feel
encouraging.
That way. This was an easy talk.
Encouraging. Like,
and the last thing I would say too is the plug our partner we're building Black business. You know, Justin has been going around the country traveling. And so hopefully when we come to Richmond one of these days, we give some love to Gina's Love.
Y'all ready to party?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Business or we gonna party?
Absolutely.
We gonna do that anyway.
Let's go.
Anyway,
I'm ready.
That's gonna happen anyway. But now we gonna come check out Richmond. We there. We got some family there now in the city. And anytime. Look, whenever I'm driving through. Going down to Charlotte, man, I'll hit you up. I'll try to get your contact info on the side.
Definitely.
And I'll get you.
And I need both of your addresses so I can work on them ashy knuckles y'all got and in between the finger. I can't have y'all. We got several more months of winter. Weather storm advisories. I need y'all skin right.
Help me, please.
Right? Because you guys are gonna be my walking advertisement, right? I mean, like, your skin looking good. People gonna ask.
I'll be like, man, look.
Listen, that's one thing we gonna do. We gonna advertise. Yo, I got all that GINA'S Love today. Fresh and smooth and moisturized.
That's right.
I got something for you. This is free of charge, man. Keep it on the GL, man. Keep it on the GL.
Okay.
You know, like the GL, my knuckles. And so, you know, I just want people to know that. Like, no, because I'm serious. Like, I think that. One, my knuckles have been really cracking lately, and it's because it is alkaline water. I really do believe that. I swear to God, because like I'm like, how do I keep my hands like moisturized? I swear to God. So I'm looking forward to the product because I've been trying. Yeah. I got Dr. Teal's in front of me right now. I got Jergens, you know, people be using. I got some pure shea butter. I got some pure shea butter. That my lady had bought.
Real low. I'm gonna say this right here. You can throw all that shit out. Mama here now.
Straight from Gina.
Mama here now.
Okay. Now,
They call me the dope quote maker for a reason. I got you. You take all of that and just wipe it off the desk. Just wipe it off the desk.
I'm gonna give it to homie on the corner.
That shit all over, bro.
Just like that.
Somebody gonna need it, goddammit. I don't need it anymore. I got Gina's Love.
That's right. Give it to somebody else. Take it to a homeless shelter. They might need some lotion or something.
Somebody needs some kind of moisturizer. Somebody needs something. Anyway, though, Gina, it was a pleasure, sis. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you all so much. It was absolutely my pleasure. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And you all take care. Send me those addresses. I need them.
We keep getting reminded that this platform feels like home. That's a true testament to showing that we're doing something right there. We're talking to strangers. But once they leave, they aren't strangers anymore. And that's dope. That's so dope. I think that is exactly why Black with No Chaser exists, because we are exactly what you need, that you didn't know that you needed. But once you got it, you're like, yo, okay, I can't do this without Black with No Chaser, because this is for us, man.
Yep, you already know. And that's why we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, because we can do that anyway.
Because we're gonna do it anyway. All right, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed that episode of the Black Lunch Break with Gina's Love. Yo, this is dope sister right there. She got everything together. I love how she just presented what Gina's Love really is to the community, because it's doper and more than so. Big shout out to Gina out there. We appreciate the dope work that you're putting out with the dope soap, and we at Black with No Chaser definitely gonna be supporting you. So before we get out of here, make sure you guys are following all of our social media networks. We got Black with No Chaser Radio. We got Happy Healthy Black. We got Black with No Chaser ME. We got Black with No Chaser Sports. We got the website too. You got to go over there and read some of the articles. The shit is dope. Shout out to Leslie, by the way. And last but not least, you got to follow the Black Lunch Break. If you're not following us, make sure you do that. And make sure you share this broadcast. Make sure you don't get caught slipping with them without them hands. Get your merch at Them Hands University. You see my bro rocking it right there. That's the purple color wave. It looks lovely on him. And as always, we got to get out of here. But we thank you for rocking with the Black Lunch Break as always. Where we think black.
Live black, baby.
Unapologetically.
Till next time. Knuckles.
Really appreciate y'all. This has been one of the most amazing interviews I've ever done. My job as one of the OGs, and my teachers will tell you, my teachers started Duke Ellington, the first class of Duke Ellington in DC. They were revolutionaries. They were street kings and queens. Glenda Dickerson, I got to give homage. Mike Malone, Peggy Cooper Cafridge, Skipper Driscoll, Charles Organs. Well, he's still alive, God bless. Charles Brown, who saved.
What are you listening to? It really actually doesn't matter what you listen to. You should be listening to Black with No Chaser Radio, clearly. So forgot about that. Never forget. Right. Never forget. My mistake. Black with No Chaser Radio.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Gotta get to the money. Same shit again on the money. Gotta get to the money. Same shit again on the money. Same shit again on.
Oh, I like this Black with No Chaser radio station.
This is a human condition, right? This is a human suffering that we're seeing in Portsmouth, in Greene County, in SNCI, in Wilkinson County, all throughout this state, y'all. We've been focusing on Portsmouth, but we cannot forget about all the rest of our brothers and sisters throughout. Do we understand that?
Unapologetically black, capital A, capital F. I love black women. Hennessy, Black with No Chaser.
What comes to mind is no cut cards. we're not holding back anything as black people, regardless of whatever the struggles, regardless of whatever pain, everything that we pretty much felt in 2020. Black with No Chaser represents we not holding nothing back 2021. Everything they said we couldn't get, we coming to get.
Really appreciate y'all. This has been one of the most amazing interviews I've ever done.